Okay, you can start.
And okay, everyone. So welcome back. We are in the final sprint for this day. Still a couple of or more than a couple of hours together. Good hours, I think. I hope you are all energized for this final trend. Today, tomorrow, and the day after, we still have more. So we start this session 4, with Exodus Chun-Long, who is going to talk to us about Dark Sky Initiative in Astronomy Education and Science Outreach through design thinking and, I missed this, and social innovation. I'm really looking forward. I'm a big, huge fan of design thinking and looking forward to see and hear what you have to present to us about that. You have 20 minutes, and when you have 2 minutes left, I am going to let you know, okay? So you can please unmute your microphone and start sharing your screen, please.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Exodus from Hong Kong, and today my sharing would be related to some design thinking and social innovation. Okay, so please wait.
Perfect.
Okay, so yeah, in the past few years, I've engaged in different kinds of dark sky initiative and traveled to different places for organizing some online or on-site activities about astronomy and dark sky protections, targeting to the youth, especially from K to 12, and also in some public education to engage to encourage people to raise more awareness about the light pollutions and the artificial light at night. So today my sharing will be related to some approaches and experience sharing about how we can apply the dark sky initiative into some astronomy education. So actually we are a project called the STEM per se Astronomy, which is an interdisciplinary project that aims to promote the popular science and the importance of the dark sky protections, especially for people living in the urban area. And also we wish to motivate people, especially the learners, to learn by doing, and also to provide different experience for them to learn about natural science, earth science, and astronomy in classroom and also outside the classroom. So design thinking model, actually there are a lot of different models that we can make reference from. And for this design thinking model, that is important that we have to think of defining the problems that we are facing in our daily life, and more importantly, how we can solve some real life issues by brainstorming different possibilities of solutions and having conversation with different stakeholders in order to find out the underlying issues or the deep root problems that we have to focus to have the society, to have a better society. Some problems might be related to environmental issues, some might be related to some educational needs or inclusion or equity, and some different kind of issues that in our society or people with special needs, that how we can we designing the teaching materials to allow people to have a better learning process. So design thinking model would be a really great process to allow us to define the problems and always to have some feedbacks, and we defining the problems if we find out that after testing might not be desirable. And it's important that we always to have some evaluation and assessment of the efficiency, and also whether the teaching process or the lesson plan might be successfully to achieve our teaching goals. And actually, it's really important to always getting feedback from the previous stage, that we have to always to keep on asking question, whether the design of the question, design of the issues might be effective, always to have some chances to think of some innovative ideas always to be open-minded, and there's no judgment in the discussion for the peers for finding other solutions. And it's always important to be supportive and allowing different ideas or accepting different stance of ideas. And it's really important that after testing the prototypes or ideas, it's really great to have sharing with people with different ideas or common interests in order to have some modification of the models. And it's really important after in the testing process that we can try to ask our target audience to see whether our prototype will be helpful to them. And it's important to always to having feedback from the previous stage. And I would like to share 3 stages of astronomy developments in my experience in the past few years. And the first one is the astronomy centered. So in many times, there are a lot of different topics about astronomy, including the astrophysics, cosmology, space science, etc. And so there are a lot of different astronomy centered subjects or projects that we are engaged in the past few years, fundamentally based on the observation astronomy or some theory about astronomy or some mathematical calculations or physics about astronomy or the nature of science. And most of them are related to the phenomenons or some principle about astronomy. And there are some examples that we can think of for the astronomy developments if we are thinking of different types of activities. So there are, I've summarized in the 3 stages of astronomy development. So the first one is the astronomy centered, which is based on the personal experience, the personal explorations about astronomy. And actually there are a lot of different types of activities that we can try it out, including the lectures, workshops, stargazing activities, sidewalk astronomy, or some science communication based on astronomy research or some observational data. And there are a lot of different things that we can try it out. For example, some star mapping, and also some public lectures to share with the general public about your expedition about astronomy or the stargazing experience. And besides, the second stage is about not only astronomy related, but also considering astronomy as the core subject to explore, expanding into other different disciplines. So astronomy oriented, which is some ideas or some projects inspired by astronomy into other disciplines that we are trying to integrate with other possible subjects or disciplines. For example, some kind of interdisciplinary activities, more of them have been appeared after the COVID, including space science, applying astronomy, some technology about astronomy applying in our daily life, some space technology applying into our daily life, and also some optical engineering about telescope making, or some automatical technology to use telescope to record different kind of constellations in the night sky. And besides, there are also some data science. In recent years, there are more about artificial intelligence applying in astronomy research. So some scientists try to use some technology to help them to easily figure out the constellations that they can see in the night sky, or some celestial bodies to be identifiably, to build a strong database based on some astronomy data. And actually, there are a lot of different applications that we can try it out, including the online star map, or some experience about some cultural astronomy in Australia. And some local people, they have different constellation map and different traditional belief about the night sky, different understanding for the ancient people about the night sky. So there are a lot of different things that we can try to think of inspired by the astronomy. And the third one is the astronomy drive-in. So not only exploring the subject, but also to take some actions to have a better social impacts. For example, to make some decision and actions and initiative that to motivate the astronomical research or discoveries that motivate some new social projects or some kind of new project. For example, some proactive engagement of the social innovation. Some are about dark sky advocacies or some astronomy industry that's to build a new company or organizations that aims to promote popular science and STEAM education about surface learning, including some citizen science projects or some kind of accessible astronomy materials to allow people to learn astronomy without borders. And there are a lot of different social innovation projects about inspiring by the astronomy that we can try it out in the future. And including some dark sky field trip to allow the learners to have chances to understand the seriousness of the light pollutions in the urban area, and some photo gallery or showcase or exhibitions to net more people to know more about the different types of outdoor lighting and how to be the dark sky friendly to the dark sky environments, and some different kind of approaches, or using the light pollution map to allow more people to have chances to know more about the seriousness of light pollution in different regions and places. And the UN SDGs might be a really good guidelines or focus that we can think of, which can help us to define what aspects that we can try to handle with. And there are different levels of the UN SDGs that we can try it out. Some are related to society, environment, or economy. So, and as mentioned, the light pollution field trip, that is really good to let more people to understand the artificial light at nights. And through some sidewalk astronomy, and to let more people to experience different types of light pollutions, especially in Hong Kong, that we are still facing with light pollutions after COVID, and allow people to have some measurement of the night sky brightness using some measuring device, and also to encourage them to join some citizen science projects. And from personal behaviors that we can try to have a better outdoor lighting design to be responsive outdoor lighting. So there are different types of parameters or guidelines that we can try to focus and promote the stargazing manner. So especially for the amateur astronomer or the astronomy tourists, and it's really important that to allow them to know more about stargazing manner, especially when they're having some stargazing events, to let the general public to know more about how to maintain the darkness in the stargazing environments, and how they can be responsible to the night sky, especially when they have some lighting, unnecessary lighting. So how to ensure that the lighting is pointing to the fore, the color of lighting, and the power of lighting, etc. So there are a lot of different things that we can allow the general public to know more about the guidelines or the personal behaviors to know more about under the stargazing events. And the bottle scale might be a really good measurement to allow people to know more about the dark sky and the brightness of night sky. And not only the bottle scale, but also there are some other measurement, including the night sky brightness, more professional measuring scale. And besides, encourage people to join some festival about dark sky and astronomy to gather people with common interests and common missions to net more people to engage in the dark sky advocacies, and to have some social innovation projects, and to inspired by other places in order to have a better society. And some are related to the lighting, some are related to the lunar observation, some are related to the biodiversity. So there are a lot of different aspects that astronomy can be related to, not only physics, mathematics, or some traditional science, but there can be more combinations or opportunities for collaborations. And this is our future plan for to getting more connections with more people about the science communications, and also to exploring new possibilities of educations in the formal curriculum and also in some public educations, that to have some interactions with different learners in order to develop a better, a more customized or user-centered astronomy programs or materials to be open source or to co-shared through online and different platforms, and to promote popular science with different places without borders. So this is what we hope to do in the future, and we are still exploring different possibilities of astronomy. And this is my email, and please feel free to scan the QR code if there will be any questions or any to know more about our latest status about astronomy education. And this is my sharing. Thank you.
Oh, right on time. That was very efficient. Thank you very much. Very impressive, the work you're doing. You're covering a lot of things. Knowing, I had the privilege to visit your country, and light pollution there is no joke. It's really,
Yeah.
really bad. So I think it's truly important, and you're mixing a few very important things. So thank you very much for sharing this. Let me take a look here at the chat if we have anyone making a comment or a question. If anyone has a comment or a question, I see a few likes in Facebook, some cards flowing around. Everybody quiet here. I think I like the idea on how you are mixing inclusion, education, and design thinking, how you are approaching these two processes. There are different flavors on this area, but the way that you are doing this is very nice. There's a question here from Ellie. She's asking, how is the cooperation with schools?
So actually, there are different types of collaboration. Some are personally, I'm a STEAM educator in school, so I have chances to have some experiment with different students in different grades. Besides, through the public education, so I'm collaborating with local space museum and also some local governmental or NGOs or NPOs to have some workshops about astronomy, and may have chances to interact with the general public, which is different from which is different level. So astronomy education and astronomy outreach is actually two different level, because astronomy outreach is really I would say the time is much shorter, because there are no second chance. You can meet with the similar people, the same people. So how you draw people attention to make them interested about astronomy or the dark sky, so really take time to think of. Rather than in school, we can see the student every day. So how we can develop different stage of astronomy curriculum or the learning progress to think of the learner's lead. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to do, to explore both astronomy
Very
outreach
good.
and education.
Very, very good. Well, Exodus, thank you so much. I think I don't need to introduce you again. I think you already started. I think people now have a very good grasp on who you are and what you're doing. And I give you the floor again. Now you are bringing to us 10